Hello, hello. How we doing? Oh, my microphone's probably very loud. Hello, aha, peeps. Hiya, Just Mib. Hiya, Sepha. Welcome. It's been a while. It's been so long. It's been way too long. We've had internet problems. We've had problems with our internet where, like, it hasn't been good enough to stream because it's crashed like 3 times an hour. So I haven't been able to stream for the past 2 weeks. Okay, we fixed it sooner than then, but like I had to then go dog sitting because I was taking care of someone's dog while they were on holiday. But yes, I'm back. I'm back. Nice to be back. I am immediately going to go over to my iPad. How are we doing? How are we doing? Is the music too loud? It's a bit loud for me. I'm going to turn it down a bit my end. Let's see how that's... There we go. Just readjust my microphone. How to stream? How does this work? How are we guys doing? There we go. Hi. I hope we're all right. What are we doing this stream? Good question. I thought I'd just do a bit of doodling and you guys suggest what I doodle kind of thing. There's a couple of things that I have in mind that I could draw, that I've kind of had in my mind to draw, that I've wanted to draw recently. And so, yeah, that'd be quite nice to either do that or, like, yeah, requests if you guys feel like giving me something to draw. Something that I did have an idea that we could do is a hydrate emote. So I might just duplicate an emote here. We could get a hydrator's emote for Twitch. Because you can now give like just followers emotes, which is pretty cool. And I think, come on guys, if there was going to be one emote that we give you guys as followers, we should do a whatchamacallit, a hydrator's emote, yeah? Yeah? So feel free. Hiya, unavailable the dog. Welcome. Hope you're doing alright. Hello, aha. Zimmer have a note with an idea. Ooh, we might have to wait for Zimmer to pop on in if they have time today. I think that was... I think I remember that, yeah. But I can't remember exactly what they were... what it was. But I do think that we can start with... that's a very dark background to start with. That is definitely something that we need to have a look at. Also, something that I've been working on behind the scenes. While I just sketch here, I'll talk about it. I've been setting up a Discord. That's the idea. I'm setting up a Discord for the Miss Katie Rose / Everyone people, the Hydra haters, and everyone else that we have here. Yeah, it's not ready yet, but it will be soon. I've got like literally the last stuff to do. I've got my brother helping me, Crowlander, because I don't understand Discord very much. But that is the idea, and then I'll like, you guys will be the first to know kind of thing if I do it. I'll put a link in the Twitch, on the Twitch channel. I'll put a link on Everin and Tales of Everin, so any platform that I'm active on. What are we thinking with a hydrator's emote? Because we could either have it me like drinking. Like, so we've got like a water bottle here. Ah, Hi, Just Smith has just subscribed with Prime. I'm so honoured to be your Prime sub. That's how it works. Thank you. Welcome to the subbers. Either we could have like a little bottle here. And then I'm just drinking the bottle. Now you can use the emotes, the proper emotes, or the emotes that we have already. And I'm just drinking out of the bottle. Or, what I think would be pretty cool is literally just having water and me drowning. What time is it? Oh, showtime. Oh, hydrate. So we just basically fill out the entire space that an emote would take up with just water. And it's just me sat in the middle of it. Kind of floating there. I think that would be quite cool. Should we do that? Ooh. Farming stream, yes. Farming streams are always awesome. But that is the question. Reward system is not working. I've just hydrated. I've just had the hydrate. In what sense reward system? As in like sub-reward? What you looking for? What you looking for, Mip? I have hydrated. I might not have made it very audible. I can see it if you guys can't. I don't know. But if I am going to put myself underwater here, I'm going to make myself fairly big, because otherwise it won't be very visible at all. I need to kind of... What the thing would still have the points? Ooh, ooh. Scary. I think that's something on Twitch's side, though. It's not me. Which means that might be unlimited. Strange. I don't think that's anything I can do, but I guess it's a good thing for you guys. What if we just have a forward-facing... Oh, hydrate! Thank you. I haven't used my water bottle, like, all week. And then I realised just as I'd hit stream and let the, like, beginning roll, that, that the whole... Well, I didn't know where the bottle was, so I had to go find the bottle while the like, beginning of the stream was running, the start stream button and stuff. So basically, it's just me. Thanks for testing there. It might just disappear suddenly. Might just disappear suddenly, Mip. So, what are we thinking? Like, I'm kind of holding my breath. On, like, cheeks. And I'm kind of looking up, is my thought. I'm not very good at a chibi style. It's not kind of like something that I lean towards very easily. Or enjoy as much, I guess. But yeah, give me any requests. Hold on, I tell you what I can do. I can put this on the stream. On stream? On screen. Request a drawing. A doodle. A doodle? A doodle. Request a doodle. And done. And we'll put that to visible. How's that? Is that big enough? Request a doodle for anyone coming in new. They can request me to doodle a thing. If you guys have any ideas. How we like in Afterlife and Hermitcraft at the moment. And any other Minecraft YouTube media out there. I'm loving the egg hunt. I think it's so adorable. You know what I'm not loving is this jaw. Afterlife has been good, yeah. I'll tell you what. I almost posted about this, but we've got 3 dragons now, right? Isn't this just like the perfect thing for like an alliance to start? Called the Dragon Bros? The Dragon Bros 2.0? Or is that just me? I can't have been the first person to think of that. Probably won't make the jaw much different. Well, theoretically 1 dragon and 2 wyverns, but yeah. Especially since it's Whip, Joel and Jimmy that they can literally just it's just another excuse to bully Jimmy, I guess. But that would be, I would be up for that. And then, yeah, like Dragon Bros 2.0, I don't know how many people were around for Season 6 of Hermitcraft. I think it was Season 6, right? When Demise was about. But, the Dragon Bros that Grian organised had with Mumbo and Iskal and Stress and False, I'd like to say, was a part of it. Was Stress a part of it? Oh gosh, I don't know anymore. Who was a part of the Dragon Bros? In the Hermitcraft hiatus, I had gotten around. I had kind of like started rewatching season 6, but hold on, I need a reference. So this is what the thing looks like. It doesn't need to be too detailed. Season 6 was Demise. Yeah, the Dragon Bros. That was it. Yeah, I only ever watched season 6 when it was coming out. I never really rewatched it since. So that's my issue. But I can't exactly remember who was. For some reason, didn't Doc win? I thought Iskall won Demise. I think Doc was second place, wasn't he? Because the way Iskall was killed was through Grian and Impulse's like whatchamacallit, their season-ending roller coaster. I don't know what I'm doing. I haven't warmed up. I'm literally just here doodling. I want... Basically. Yeah. That was the case. So basically what I want is like 2 massive eyes kind of like looking up. That's a bit creepy. And like underwater. And that could be like the hydrate thing. That's the hair, that's what we're going for. Only a little big. Oh, that looks a bit, that's really weird. That actually looks like a fish with a wig. Like front, like from the front, so these like the side fins, or you need like one fin going there. And like you're looking at a fish from the front. That's not quite what we want. But yeah, let's get rid of that. So, I need to refigure this. I haven't done this chibi-ish style since doing these emotes, so it's going to be fun to kind of try and figure out how it works, how big like eyes and stuff are. And then, since it's a frontal view, this is a lot of fun in the sense of I can just copy and paste. And then, usually that does look quite weird, so I shall do a little bit of tweaking. Do I look worried, or am I relieved that it's a hydrate? That's the question. It usually is like ends up being me being worried that there's so many hydrates happening that I'm like gonna be worried. Just trying to figure out, because that is like I've got it in my head that like underwater. That's the math that you make, right? Like chibi underwater. That's what I'm gonna Google now. Underwater chibi. Sure. Holding breath anime, maybe? No, it's just a whole bunch of chibi mermaids out there now. Okay, holding... This is where I get references. Holding breath. Really weird Googles. Anime. Yeah, kinda. It's really quite weird. Sort of like that then, only that just looks really awful. So we're gonna try something else. I don't know. Maybe the jaw is the problem. Oh, hello. We're on a new layer here. Merge down. Maybe they can be a little bit bubbly. Maybe that's what we do. I guess, yeah. But yeah, since now that I'm able to, hopefully, this is kind of like a bit of a test stream, if I'm being honest, kind of like to see if our internet holds up. It should do, should be alright. Because I've kind of like kept it a couple of days before actually testing it out properly, because I fear that the stream would just have 2 frames a second that we've had before. It's happened before. But yeah. So I just kind of want to make sure that it all works out. And then, because usually art streams don't take a lot of my CPU, then we'll do a Minecraft stream, which does take a little bit more, especially if I have shaders and stuff, but I think a Minecraft stream is definitely in order, because it's been a long time since we've had one, like playing Minecraft. And we've got this server called the Pearl SMP, right? Might as well just, I don't know, bubbles, like, where do the bubbles go? I'll do the hair. I think as soon as we have the hair, then it'll kind of like all look a little better. And I might make, since we're kind of looking from below, the whole face a little more squished. Well, that's kind of like how I imagine it. Right, what's the character look like? That's what the character looks like. So we kind of like have her hair floating in the water. Like that, I guess. I'll figure out. I'm just figuring it out as I go along. I literally have I've had no like previous plannings on what I'm gonna be doing in this particular emote. I'm just making it up as I go along. That's a bit of a weird thing. Bit of a weird tuft of hair. We do still need the bow to be visible. And I guess the bow can kind of like float a bit more. Because the bow is very iconic for my character, or has always been for the years that I've drawn her. And then the rest, like the hair, can kind of go like that. Sort of like that, I'd say. My brush is so tiny. And then we're going to go for the body like I have done so far. I feel like hands aren't really necessary in this drawing. We'll just do a dream style blob of a body. Wait a minute, what does the outfit look like? Okay, so we've kind of got a collar. Like here. And then we just have the top. Oh wait, that needs to kind of flow as well, doesn't it? Since we are underwater. There we go, and the stripes. This is my Minecraft skin, by the way, for anyone who hasn't seen me in a Minecraft stream. My avatar that I kind of draw in the emotes and stuff and have in the banner, it's my Minecraft skin. I don't actually look like this IRL. Not exactly like that. I haven't got brown hair like the character does. Not anymore. It used to. Currently quite blonde from bleaching, but it's going to get coloured soon. I'm going to colour my hair again. Because it was pink a while back. And I'm going for purple. Hopefully. That's the plan. Hair dye doesn't always result in the colour that you want, as I have personally experienced. Kinda like that. And we'll kind of figure out what we're doing. And actually, this area here, I might use a liquify for this. And kind of like... Ooh, that's a bit of a big liquify. a little smaller so that we're not actually moving the thing. So it can kind of like, you know how the dream avatar kind of has this thing going on? So it's like edged off to one side. I kind of like the idea of that happening as well here. So it's all kind of flowing in one direction. There we go. Maybe, I guess. And then what we'll do is we'll get a couple of bubbles. Needs to definitely, can't be too detailed because you won't see it very well in the emotes. But I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do kind of wave formations-ish, sort of. This is just the sketch, so yes, we are underwater. That can be spanned in tandem with this. So, yeah. Do we have a hand holding a water bottle as well? We could have that. So that it's kind of more connected to the hydrate, I guess. How do I draw hands with this character? Just like how I draw hands with everyone else. Okay. So I'll kind of have it like the water bottle can be here. I'm just referencing my water bottle. That is totally my water bottle. It is my water bottle, actually, funnily enough, and this is real life, also has a bow. Or is it just floating bottles? I think if we make multiple bottles, then it'll get very, like, it won't be very visible because, in fact, I need to make this a lot bigger for it to have any chance of being semi-visible because the emotes are so small. So I'll have the one, I think. Can't go too detailed. If we were doing a full illustration now, I'd say, yeah, definitely like a whole bunch of bottles. But here, I think I'm just going to go for... How do you grasp a bottle? How does hand work? How hand? Hand how? Yeah, my bottle has a bow. Just like me. Or just like the character. Kind of like that. It could totally like pass for a fancy champagne bottle with a bow on it. But I promise, it's a blue bottle. It's like one of those metal ones. If you hear, it's metal. I'm not hydrating with alcohol when I'm hydrating. That is not something that I do. That's kind of like, and that's a thumb. That's the hand, kind of ish. The hands are just like the most cursed things that I draw on these chibis. Like, I don't care about hands. They're just doing something. I mean, look at these. What? And then just slabs of meat, I guess. Oh, yeah. So I think I'm gonna once again rejig the jaw. It's a bit of a strange jaw, this one. And then do we have like, maybe that's too much detail still, but we could have like water flowing out. If I search Blazeborn Joel baked beans, that comes up. Really? Okay, this is, I gotta tell on Google. Blazeborn Joel is what you say, eh? Blazeborn Joel. And so it does. Wow. I'm like, it's funny because I'm not especially proud of that one. It's got really muted colours. Like, if you compare to the next ones coming up, the colours are just so, like, dull. I could have totally, like, upped the saturation on, like, all the colours there. literally all I'd have to do is firstly here, up the saturation on the background, that would help loads. Then up the saturation on this one. And then up the saturation on his blaze place. And he'd look so much better. That's literally what I should have done. But I didn't. Why didn't I? I was just kind of like having a muted day, I guess. Not very colourful colours. But yeah. With this one here. Let's move it to the front. Because it's the most recent art that's happening. Yeah, fire. That's cool, gosh. But like if you look further down, like some of the designs are so cool. Like one from Alt Encore on Twitter, and then also the one with Lizzie as a raccoon. That's an adorable thing. They did a really good job of Joel's hair. Remember, guys, I had so much trouble doing his hair correctly. Because I was like, I wanted to be flames, but I also don't want to. I also wanted to kind of like look like his hair, and his fringe. But oh gosh, I kind of messed up with that one. We're just doing one hand, right? The other hand isn't important. The other hand is tucked behind the back. Yeah. I think we'll do some line art now. What brush do I use for line art? Smooth. It's a smooth brush. Oh, this is going to be fun. I'm awful at smooth brush line art, but let's see how this works. That's the wrong layer. It needs to be thick lines as well, doesn't it? Very thick. It's so hard to line up with this brush, but it's like the smoothest brush that I have. Yeah, watch me draw a nose for 5 minutes. Line out a nose. I'm on the terrible eraser as well. This is peak entertainment. There's a reason why I don't really do line art on characters in general, or like if I were doing line art or like what I call sketch line art, then I wouldn't stream it because it just takes so long until I have the perfect line. Do I want it that big or do I want it a bit smaller? I don't know. Just doing the one cheek for now because I think that looks better than two cheeks. Let's figure out the eyes. Wide open and worry. I'm not very good with this brush. I should practice more with it really, because it's a lovely brush to line with, but also it makes such clean drawings, and I don't know, I'm not a massive fan of my drawings being too clean, if that makes sense. I like texture, I like grit. I like messiness to it. I feel it gives like the drawing more life if the line art isn't too clean. That's why I never really do line art. Plus I'm way too impatient to actually give it proper time. This way. Yeah, this way. Got like a slightly different tip on either side. Might as well do the eyelashes the same. If we're going to be in the simple style, make it consistent at least. Now this one's way too skinny. Too like not far enough apart. Words are hard today, man. Words are always hard for me. What am I saying? Who am I kidding? And then little triangles for the eyebrows I think would be quite cute actually. Just keeping it simple. I find it so difficult to keep stuff simple. I'm currently working on an animatic, right? And I've been working on it like since the beginning of March. But I'm like nowhere. I've barely scratched the surface of it. I've done all the sketches, but it's like a fully coloured and fully rendered animatic, so I have to do all the rendering still. And that's the thing that takes the longest. And it's because I'm just too focused on the details. Oh, maybe if you guys if you guys stick around, I'll have a quick sneak peek. I'll show you guys like the most recent finished piece that I've done on it, and I'll just show you how much detail just like I've been going into completely unnecessarily, but it's like I just kind of get lost and I enjoy it, but it just takes so long. Where I spend like 8 hours on one piece. It's not good. And then also all the hours it takes to find reference pictures. But yeah, it's something I definitely want to get onto. I've also been so distracted with like other projects. I want to kind of get back to basics, get back to animatic making because I love making animatics. But there are other projects that I don't think I can share yet, but I like more content creation like type of thing is gonna be emerging on YouTube from me soon. Hopefully it hopefully we pull through with it. Hopefully it works out. Gosh, hair's the worst. It's like finding that perfect brand, especially if I've done such a terrible job of the sketch and I don't know what I'm looking at. What is... oh, hello. Okay. I'm going to get rid of this and I'm going to just look at others. Okay. So that's probably like the closest that we have to the hair flying up. I kind of want to keep the style consistent, so we're getting rid of this. It's tiny details. I focus on too many details. That's probably my problem. I'm a perfectionist. I'm a terrible perfectionist. There we go, I guess. And I don't know how much of this hair that I want visible. Sometimes it's best to just draw... what am I drawing? I'm drawing a possible future emote of the Hydra Hearters. Because we have like this thing where I'm forced to drink a lot. not like any alcohol, it's just water, but like there's a channel redemption called Hydrate, and people in chat love abusing it. Whereas I have to like drink a lot during the stream. Oh, there it is. There it is. Of course, yeah, there it is. So we're doing an emote for it that can be spammed when that kind of thing happens. One for dog. One for Ildra. And one for Sepha. Triple. Yeah, we got a triple. There's also a thing where if we get 10 in a row without any chat messages in between, I have to chug the bottle. I have to chug everything that I have left in my bottle. And I've made the mistake of coming here with a coffee once, thinking, oh yeah, it'll be enjoyable to drink the coffee with the hydrates. No, I had to chug coffee because we got 10 in a row. Hello, aha! Hiya, fresh cucumber. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing my best to line out an emote at the moment. Missed that stream? I honestly don't know if the VOD is still available. I don't think so. I've got a VODs channel, KTRO VODs. I think it's KTRO VODs. But, I can't remember what stream it was. It was a couple of ones ago. It wasn't the last one. Was it the one before that? What were we doing? Afterlife villains drawing? I have no idea. But I tell you what, like, it used to be the case that they, like, kept, like, Twitch saved streams for 60 days, right? And, Afterlife villains, then that's probably on the VODs channel, KTRO VODs. And it's probably the first one. Drawing the first, the first one of me drawing the Afterlife villains. In case no one's seen the YouTube and the Instagram, by the way, I finished it because I didn't have the chance to stream it anymore, and this is what it looks like. This is the finished piece that we were working on back then. I'm so happy with that. Actually, in fact, you know what, guys? Take a break from thingying. Take a break from doing the proper drawing. Let's watch this back. Let's watch back the time-lapse replay, because why not? I have no idea if I've inserted a... The VOD's not there, too much time in the past. You can go to the YouTube channel, Miss Katie Rowe VODs. If I catch them, I upload them there. I'm a bit inconsistent about it because, like, it used to be the case that, like, VODs would be saved for 60 days. But now I feel like they only get saved for, like, 2 weeks, which is very short notice if you want to download them and then upload them again. But and that's the reason. I didn't know that this had changed, and that's the reason why I didn't catch any of the colouring out of the Hermitcraft animatic streams. So those streams... No, it's a month, you think? Oh. It feels a lot shorter than a month. Because... no, otherwise, it wasn't a month ago that my last stream was, right? Because there's absolutely no... It's been 2 weeks. Pretty much. Exactly, I feel like. It's been 2 weeks. I haven't not streamed for a month, have I? It's a very short period, yeah. It's so annoying. And because I didn't know that this change had happened, like, all the VODs from the streams where we coloured out the Hermitcraft animatics, they're gone. Into the void, yeeted into the void. I couldn't download them and then re-upload them on the YouTube channel. It's really sad. But I've since tried to, like, catch... Oh yeah, that was me drawing my coffee drink, so yeah, it was the first one. But I didn't catch those. But I did catch these VODs. I did catch the VODs of these drawings. I guess I can quickly... We got the speed paint. Yeah, that's exactly what we got right now. That's exactly what we got. I'll quickly pull up the... whatchamacallit, the VODs channel once this is finished, if you guys don't let me forget. So you guys can have a quick look at that. There's, like, no effort going into those, by the way. There's just literally yeeting the VOD out onto YouTube just to have an archive. There's no, like, thumbnail made for it or anything, and they're usually... Crowland is back! Hello! 5 months! Wow, 5 month streak. Poggers. There he is. The Pog. I've lost my train of thought. You don't get it, you should do piano? That's cool. That's cool, Void. That's cool. Yeah, I've got a bit... remind me about the piano later, because I've got a tangent to go on with piano playing in what I've been doing the last week. Something that I don't think I've actually told anyone and don't really need anyone to know, but I'll tell you guys, kind of thing. You know, anyone I know in real life. But for homework, homework is annoying. Man, I was so happy getting those skeleton wings done, and then when we turned them to black, it was so much fun, man. But yeah, we've got the speed paint. This one has gone up on the YouTube, like I was saying. This one's gone up on the Katie Rowe VODs channel. I'm pretty sure it's Katie Rowe VODs and not Miss Katie Rowe VODs. I think. Nice. No homework. It's kind of like, sometimes you feel like it's just the teachers wanting to make you do stuff. It doesn't... Cheating. Oh, big delay? Oh no. Does that mean we need to... does this mean like it's like with Ellie, where it's where hydrates will fix the problem kind of thing? Because that often seems to be the case for Ellie. I'd like to note that it took me forever to finally draw Sausage's hand here, or at least I sketched it, and then it took me even longer. No worries, fresh cucumber. And then it took me even longer to draw the skull on Sausage's face. Yeah, there's the hydrate. There's the hydrate, and another hydrate. One for Crowlander. 2 for dog. You've got a lot of points, the dog. Oh, and then another one from Fresh Cucumber. And then another one. Is it worth me waiting to see where this goes? 5. I've still got an almost full bottle. This is not going to be fun. 6. Someone please type in chat. Someone please do something different. Save me. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What if I type in chat? Is that a thing? Can I just, you know, write a little bit of something there? 8. Does that stop the inevitable from happening? 9, 10. Yeah, there it is. Okay, I'm chugging. Hey, Crowland, I bet you're. I hope you are chugging as well. Get yourself a water bottle and come chug with me. Okay, obligatory burp after that. Awful thing. Okay, I got it. We got there. We're good. You did it again. 10 more without my contribution, you'll chug a litre. That's not healthy, brother. That's really unhealthy. I don't recommend doing that, and we do not condone unhealthiness here. I need to go and refill my bottle unless my brother is so kind to come downstairs and refill the bottle for me. Fine, fine. Now you guys are just going to have me burping for the rest of the stream, just so you know. Half litre? I actually have no idea how much this bottle holds. Oh, I'm burping the whole time. Can't play in the league. Fine, fine. I'll be right back, guys. Enjoy the awesome glowy backgrounds and the flashiness of the... Yeah, this is... it was only now that I realised I hadn't done Sausage's skull. It took me forever to realise that I have to draw one more skull. The bottle has been refilled 8, guys. I had so much fun with the shading on this one. It was so good. I did this while dog sitting, and it's just like I was sat on the sofa. The dog kept like wanting to go outside, so I just literally didn't have a thing where I was drawing on it for like more than 10 minutes. But yeah, I was just trying to even out the colours there, so we had a bit of red on the left. But it was so much fun. I enjoyed it so much. I wanted to do... I realised... Oh, hi, Sirius. Thank you so much for hydrating. The Scott and Jimmy Third Life drawing? Time to hydrate. Thank you very much. I've just come back from filling up my water bottle. The one that I did... where was it? Yeah, it was a whole, like, awkward situation because... Basically, like, the whole of last week I was dog sitting, and before then our internet wasn't really working, so I couldn't stream anymore then. And honestly, by the time that I would have, because then I'd have finished it now on this stream, and by now, like, Sausage has died, Shovel has died, and it's like, we're done. It's like, it's so late to the party, so to say. I just kind of wanted to... And I'd like to add, I started this before they actually became a villain trio, so, you know, I was kind of ahead. It was literally, by the time that I started this, it was just a suggestion from Shovel and Sausage, but they hadn't had their meeting. But yeah, it was a bit late, so I thought I'll just finish it. And it was quite relaxing to do, quite a lot of fun. I love the lighting so much, it was so much fun. It looks so much cooler on my computer screen for some reason, like it's a lot lighter. It's very dark on my iPad. But yeah. Oh, let me just quickly pop on to the, whatchamacallit? The YouTube channel. At least I finished it earlier than Ollie's second episode. It's not hard to finish something earlier than Ollie. Give me a second, guys. I'm just going to hope this works, because sometimes this breaks the whole system. Let's just pop on here. And hopefully this works. Yeah. So here we are. Here is the Katie Rowe VODs is the channel. For some reason the videos don't pop up on the initial channel, but if you go into videos they do there. And we've got Designing Afterlife Villains #1 and #2. So it's kind of like there. We've got all sorts of stuff. But yeah, like Animatic After Party was the one before that. And like I did so many streams between the end of the Hermitcraft animatic and the Afterlife drawing, but I didn't realise that I didn't save it, so it's really annoying that that didn't work out. So there. Was there anything else I promised to do? I don't know, I can't remember during it, but yeah, we've done that. Were you talking about this Third Life? No, I don't have the Third Life drawing on my thing anymore. It's no longer on my iPad. I had to have a clear out of my iPad because I was doing because of new projects. And coffee for Chuck. Ooh, you're saying a word there that is getting starred out there, Sepha. Not sure. Not sure what you're trying to say. It's a link. Ah, okay, hold on. I mean, we always derail off of a thing. I don't know if it's something that I can deactivate, like, or activate links to be sent and stuff. I'm pretty sure automatically it's deactivated that links are sent. Maybe like a timestamp or something. Like when the coffee chug happens. Or we could have made a clip of it. We should have made a clip of it there and then, in hindsight. We always derail the whole thing. Thank you so much, Sepha. You're doing God's work there. It was not fun. That's all I can tell you guys. But yeah, we do not follow the plan of streams that we initially have. It goes very much off the rails. I mean, when we were doing this is like doesn't exist on the internet anymore. But when we were doing the thingamajigger, when we were doing the colouring out of the Hermitcraft drawings, we all decided we all need to float in the void with Boatum. So we just, yeah, everyone has a little person. Everyone who was in the stream has a little person floating in the thing. Can you join? Are you not in the thing? This was everyone who was in the stream, who was kind of like there. I'm quite happy to kind of like. Sorry, Ellie, that's such a shame. I can't do anything about that, my friend. But what I had there was like everyone who was in the stream. I quite kind of like as a time capsule. If we do something like that again and like we draw everyone in the who's there, I think it's quite cool. Ellie Miku's here with the hydrate. Ellie, you missed the chugging. The chugging has already happened. We have chugged. You can use tears to hydrate. Yeah. Well, that actually dehydrates you because you're losing bodily fluids, I guess. I feel my tummy gurgling from that chug that we had about 10 minutes ago. Up. Hello, aha. We are doing a when hydrate was 100 points. Yeah, that had to be nerfed. You guys were too powerful. We're doing a hydrate emote, by the way. I don't know how to do this hair. I struggle with chibi hair. I struggle so much. Kind of like that, I guess, maybe? Sort of? That looks awful. How do I do hair? It's not working. It's not working. It's... No. Mm-hmm. A minute. I'm really using my brain here too much. Or like trying to word. Hiya, Zimizzle. I kind of thinged over that. I hope you're doing alright. More poof and less strands sticking out? Maybe that's the one. Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe get rid of this strand and then I'll just poof it. Sort of like that. Ah! Why? Oh, this is frustrating me. Hold on. Maybe we just start again with this entire side. Oh, you know what? I'll ignore the problem for now. I shall move on to something else. Kind of. Yeah, this is kind of like if you guys have any requests for doodles, then I'm definitely up for it. Like it says in the stream, request a doodle. I'm currently doing a hydrate emote because the hydrators need an emote. It's been too long. Too long have we just persisted without emotes. Well, we've got emotes, but not a hydrate emote. So I'm doing that now. But I'm definitely up for interrupting that because this can be done anytime, kind of thing. Exuma throwing a cat? What? When does he throw a cat? I don't watch Exuma. When did this happen? One block at a time. The emote we all waited for, exactly. Oh yes! Scott doing Sausage's makeup. Okay. I literally had an empty thing for this. X yeeting cat? It doesn't feel like the kind of thing that X would do. He's such a gentle personality. I can't imagine X eating a cat. Sausage. This is such terrible writing. Doing Scott's makeup. How to write? Hold on. This is not working. Scott make up. How do you write makeup? Is that how you write makeup? I'm step after the stream. Oh, X throwing a cat. When did that happen? You said like block by block video? What was it? I don't know how to do a cat. Hold on. So basically, are we having like an X in the background? And he's just... How do I draw Exuma? How do we draw Exuma? One block at a time. Oh, the one block at a time snapshot. I honestly... That was an April Fool's thing, wasn't it? That was an April Fool's that I just, like, I kind of steered away from. Okay, guys, I'm just going to quickly have to search up a Exuma image on my iPad here. Oh, yeah. Get that reference image in there. And we're back. Hello, it is Exolotl. And we're just going to get rid of the sides that we don't need. This is from the animatic that I did. Haha. So now we have an idea on what Exuma looks like. Or how I draw Exuma, because I've only ever drawn him once. But I knew it was an April Fool's thing, and I'm so sick of like YouTube April Foolsing. Where it's like, I'm going to quit YouTube, or... Yeah, I find April Fool's a bit uncreative. Which is why I love the April Secret Fools, where it's like Secret Santa Fools that green organised. Basically, the opinions that he expressed in that video, where he's like not a fan of April Fools, same here. I'm just not. It feels very unoriginal, so I didn't really pay attention to any of the things that were happening April Foolsy. Yeah, exactly. And actually, I think I didn't have time to watch any YouTube on April the 1st. And like, so I watched it on a date that wasn't April 1st, and I was like, wait, what? I didn't quite understand most of it. And so what I want here is like an exhumer. He's like bent over. How does it look like when you're throwing stuff? These are very like low effort doodles, by the way. Well, not low effort, but kind of like just not going to spend loads of time. He's just thrown. He's like maybe landed on this. What? He looks tiny. Shadows is set on her face as makeup. How do you draw that? How would that work? I think it would be like a little comic, right? If anything, I don't like. I had so much trouble drawing Shovel's shadows. Right, we're gonna look for a pose just to use this as a reference. And you know what I'm gonna Google? I'm gonna Google Yeet pose reference. That did not. That did not give me the good stuff that I wanted from Google. Right, we're gonna go to Pinterest because Pinterest is always a good place. And the block where Pixel illustrated an emerald or for a cat. Villager was holding a cat. Possible new emote, watching speed paint. Back to new emote suggestions. What will happen next? Good point. Pinterest is definitely the best. Throwing pose reference. Thank you. They're way too awesome. All of them are way too awesome. I just want a throwing. Hello? Honestly, I can be on Pinterest looking for poses for hours, so I'm just going to choose something. And it's literally a bowler. Awesome in what way? Well, Pinterest, basically, like, any kind of inspiration that I need, I just immediately go to Pinterest if I'm looking for stuff. Bye-bye, cucumber. Adios. See it in the VOD if it's not, like, gone before I get a chance to download it. That is the thing. Evil X throwing a cat into a wall. Oof! That's like throwing a cat is just I can't comprehend the evil that is behind that. Maybe it was Evil X that had just taken over his body for a second there. I'm basically taking the pose of a bowler, like, you know, from baseball. I'm looking forward to drawing the cat being yeeted. Those arm kind of goes behind him there. It's Minecraft, it's fine. Yeah, sure, it's fine. I'm just doing the pose myself. That's how yeetage works. And now the legs. I should have done a thing line. And swap the armor, the only explanation. Yeah, good point. If they swap armor, they pretty... Oh, good point. Cats don't take fall damage. They pretty much could look the same. I'm kind of taking liberties with this drawing. Looks pretty bad. But hey, it's me kind of whipping a pose out of my backside quickly, so it's good practice in that sense. What are these legs? I might not do the legs, but therefore I'll make him bigger. How's that? Can we agree on that? Is that good? There we go. And now, I'm gonna make the cat look like dead inside. That's the whole idea with this. I've already got like a very clear image of what the cat should look like. Should probably make a face first. Imagine Exuma just petting the cat and Evil X taking her for a second. Yeet the cat. Oh no! Are we talking about like altars? Like EX being like an altar of Exumas. What happened to the cat? No! Has someone been watching Moon Knight? I'm assuming. Oh, imagine if it's Jelly! Gosh, Scar would be after him. So the cat is just so done. The cat is just... And obviously, as cats are, they're just balls of fur with no real discernible features. It's Nyan Cat. Oh dang, who's evil now? Me? Am I evil? Oh, because it's Jelly. Yeah, I'll put an annoyed Scar in the background. Throwing the daily throwing practice. Right, what I want to do is I want to foreshorten the body a bit. Which means I need to do some of this, and then we've got like the throw lines. Yeet. And then we've got a scar. Like his... How do I even draw? This is not going well. I'm kind of like imagining him going like, oh, hands on head. This is not working out for me. How do we make this look like Scar? This is season 8. He's got a big hat. I bet you guys came here expecting quality doodles. I bet you guys came here expecting quality. Yep. Sorry to disappoint. Sorry, Season 9 Scar. Exactly, it's Season 8 Scar. He doesn't have Jelly yet. How do I make... Like, I guess how I draw his hair is very Scar-ish. You expect entertainment. Awesome. You're not here for the tour. There were quality doodles before you came. Well, the doodles that we were working on were actual stuff that we're going to use. Eating a cat. Oh. Right. I've nothing gonna top this. This is it. This is it. That's it. This is almost like as good as the whatchamacallit. What did we have? The tango in a bunny costume dancing the tango with a tango in a mango costume. That's the one. That's on a previous stream that we had. Sketch stream. Hey, I'm happy that I've just whipped out that pose though. But we'll ignore the legs that I just do. Yes. Sausage doing Scott's makeup. I'm gonna look for a pose for this as well. I'm just googling poses on my phone, by the way. This makes it all easier. Also, it's getting dark. I need to switch on light. Actually, I need more light than that. I need to switch on my bedroom light. Give me a second. And he said, "Let there be light." The legs behind grass. You genius. Yes, there we go. And then Star's Star? This is Star. Scar's also standing behind grass. Right. Doing someone's makeup, well, that's the first thing. Reference. That is not what I'm looking for. Pose? Yeah, no, it's a whole bunch of makeup TikToks. That's what I was looking for. This is going well. Do we want to make a comic out of this? How seriously do we want to take this? Because I love this idea. Right? I love this idea. How seriously... I might just combine these down. Because we can make a whole comic out of this, and then we need to just think like the dialogue and the whole situation happening. Yes, comic? If someone just looked searching the internet with no context. Yeah. Yeah, definitely better. Yeah, no. It's an artist reference thing. Anyway, it's like when I have conversations with friends and then we have to Google stuff because we don't know the facts around it. And yeah, that's the issue. Anyway, comic. So we want, what dialogue do we think? So yeah, Sausage would be nervous. Who said that? Someone said that. Like that he'd be doing something wrong, and I think Scott would either be like, I don't know, what would Scott be like? The Sausage nervous. Nervous. No idea what he's doing. And Scott would kind of like just be... I feel like in his current vampire evil persona going on, he'd kind of be done with it. Like he'd just be like, "Come on, get this over with." Oh, that's Scott. So she'll be in the background giggling. I'm just trying to think. Phone go burr. I should switch off phone. No, actually, I need I need phone for references. I'll keep phone on for now. Scott could either be scared for his beautiful face, or oh, guys, you know what? The end of the comic should be Sausage finished. It looks terrible. But phone is going brr. I'm being contacted. Go away, person. But like it looks terrible. But there's no way for Scott to really test how good it looks. And then he's just like walking around the server, and there's people laughing at him, or he wanted like a wicked, like a cool eyeliner and like really evil or really evil like or just generally really evil makeup. And in the end he's got like pink cheeks and he's got like the most adorable makeup in the world that is so non-threatening. So either Sausage knows what he's doing and he pretends not to, or he doesn't know what he's doing and it just looks really awful, like, you know, boyfriend does my makeup kind of thing. Or if I were to do my own makeup, because I have no idea about makeup. Yeah, so it's either or. What we thinking? Either Sausage... Hold on, is my music off? Is my music finished? Yes, we start from the beginning again. So it's either we... Oh, what do we think? What do we think? So we get cutesy makeup or just really bad looking in makeup, and Scott has no way of telling. And then he finds out. Or we're pulling this too far, like into the future. Like, you find cute makeup. You make the comic twice. I think maybe if we have we could have the exact same comic, but maybe 2 different outcome pictures. Guys, I'm so slow at making comics. Cute makeup, cute makeup. I think we'll start with the cute makeup, and if we have time, we'll do the other one. I can just imagine like the little Sausage like laugh when he's finished. Like trying to hold in a laugh. It's not working. Cutesy. So is the thing where do we kind of preface this with Sausage either pretending he doesn't know what he's doing, or do we preface this with Sausage knows what he's doing and Scott is completely calm with with like him doing it, and yeah. How long do we want to make the comic? Do we just want to have it 2 frames? One where we could just have it 2 frames and then we could really properly render it, where it's Sausage just doing his makeup in the 1 frame, and then the other one it's Scott walking around the server with really cutesy makeup. We could do that. I think I'd have to do a different format. You know what I'm gonna do? Let's get a new one. Let's get a whole new thing that could be comic strip size, like that, maybe? And then we do it this way. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a whole bunch of stuff. First, make the background grey so it's not blaring our eyes out. Then we shall crop it a little bit. 100 layers available? Well, that's not enough space. 2 or 3, yeah, okay. So, I think maybe we could do a 3 and then the comic at the bottom. It's kind of like Scott walking around. It's like him walking around. Brainstorming session, guys, yeah. Well, we still need to figure out like what they're talking about. If they are talking about something. Like, the first one is kind of like... Could do... So you don't want to see Scott's face in any of this until like the last slide, right? So he's like walking around, and then you've got people like Tiny... Hold on, what origins did we have? We had Giant Joel. We had Tiny Flip. I think Flip would be fun, quick to laugh. Who else is on this server? Tiny Joey. Yeah. I'm just trying to think, like, what reactions we'd have. I can imagine Flip's reaction very quickly. It needs to be nighttime, doesn't it? So that if we've got Scott walking around. I imagine, like, the whole area is, like, the background is, like, the spawn area. So the background is spawn. My sketches are terrible. And you kind of got, like, Scott walking around, minding his own business. One arm go that way, one arm go that way, swinging his arms. And do we have like Scott in like thinking like, oh yes, I'm a like, I don't know, badass vampire. like yes, bitch slay. Oh my gosh, we could have someone in the background going, yes, slay. I don't know. You cleaned your water for painting, but you didn't fill up the cup. That might be an idea. That might be a good idea. You feel like comicking alongside me, Ellie? We could do the comic together. Anyone else who wants to join in on drawing? Joel would make fun of him, and Gem and Fwip would be quick to laugh. We'll figure out who we want in there later, but like we can figure out the layout. Do we want a setup? Oh, like how much of a hello? How much of a setup do we want? Where it's like. Guys, I'm just imagining a whole bunch more frames. Okay, so imagine this. My brain's going on like firing at things. So we're going to push him further in because I want another little thing. Another little frame down here where it's Shovel and Sausage. It'd be cool if there were a drawing app when we can draw. I think there is one. I think there's some sort of website where you can all scribble together. Him asking Sausage and Sausage doing it than the last one? I'm thinking, right? We could definitely have one for him asking Sausage. And, or just like an explanation that's, since vampires can't, or like, or just an explanation like in the top, like, so Scott asks Sausage, Scott, suit? I can't write. Scott, how, that's a C, I'm sure. Scott asks Sauce, he's now called Sauce because Sausage is too hard and big to write, to do makeup for vampire reasons. Okay. But like in the little in the corner here, we could definitely have like Sausage and Shelby, and she says you're evil, and Sausage like exactly that kind of thing. And then at the top, is Scott embarrassed to ask? Sausage. Don't be a sausage. What Sausage do if you said that to him? See, Sausage would have an existential crisis. So I'm just trying to figure out how. We definitely want one. Where it's like him going. Where you kind of got like Scott's face here. And it's like Sausage has like, I don't know, a makeup brush. How does makeup work, guys? I have about as much knowledge about makeup as your average Chad. Your sporty guy who has no interest in that kind of thing. So basically like sausage painting. And then he's trying to hold back a smile. He's cursed. There we go. that kind of thing. And then I'm so sorry, Ellie. And perfect smile. Yes. No, it's not nervous. It's terrifying. Okay, let's get rid of that and try again. We'll try again. We'll try again. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to do this quickly. Like, we've got sausage beard. We've got... I'm just trying to get the expression down. Kind of like that. That was my revenge for what sound of water make that. There you go. It's been weeks, but that's my revenge. I got you back. Or we could have like a thing done. This is me just rethinking everything, and it's like sausage going. This is like the frame before this one. Sausage going finished. Finished, and Scott's like thank you, like the way he says thank you, like thank. I can't impersonate or sound like people, but you know, in like his inflections that he sometimes does. I think what Scott would be going for would be like evil and scary, and then I like the idea of he has no idea what he's doing, but then he ends up doing cutesy. So do we have one where he's talking to... So we could do one... Am I thinking too far about this? Am I putting this into too many into too many frames? This is just... You know when you guys have like an idea and you've got it so clearly in your head, but the fact that you have it so clearly in your head, you don't actually have an image, but you know exactly how it should look. That's my issue right now. I know exactly how I want it to look, but I don't have an image. 2 or 3 frames. I said 2 or 3 frames, didn't I? Do a one-shot about this? Yeah, I'd read that. I'd read that. Send me link if it exists. We're just going to do this one, a big one. We're going to have one image of him doing the makeup. There. He's stretched out now. It's slightly more cursed, but we'll survive. We'll make this dude a bit bigger. And slightly less stretched out. And we'll do the paintbrush. Not the paintbrush, the makeup brush, whatever it's called. It's got a different texture to other paintbrushes. Not having the motivation. Now is the motivation. Now is motivation time. If you feel up to it, if you feel inspired enough to do it, then feel free. I'd read it. What I will do... Right, okay, so I know we said 2 to 3. I'm going to do 2 here. Because I need the perspective, I need to look at thing. Yeah, do an outline during the stream, why not? Because we're going to be here doing this comic. Probably won't finish this comic or like finish it to a degree of finishing proper fan art like this. Because this takes hours. I don't know if I have it in me to do an entire comic like hours long. But like, yeah. I'm just trying to think. How do comics work? I want one where we're seeing like from Sausage's perspective, and one where we're seeing from like from Scott's perspective, and we're seeing the back of Scott. You know, fan art stream when? Oh, that would be like. If I were doing that kind of thing, I don't think I'd speak all the time. I think that would be really exhausting for me. I mean, okay, those kind of streams are exhausting anyway. But yeah, that would be tricky. I'd lose steam like an hour. I don't think I've done more than 3 or 4 hours of drawing on stream. I've done more. I've done like a 5-hour gaming stream. That's happened before. I think. And that's when we were doing SevTech. But, it doesn't have to match my comic. Do what you want. Do what you want, Void. Whatever inspires you. Just take that prompt and go. 5 hours sounds like a lot, yeah. You speak for me. Yeah, I just like sit here in silence. $5 hours for gaming. It's alright. I think I've streamed for 5 hours before. I could quickly look on the VODs channel to see what the longest... What's the longest thingamajigger that we have? This is where I Google not Miss Katie Rowe, Katie Rowe. VODs. We've gotten distracted again, guys. I can't see the chat for a second, by the way. Gonna have to bear with me. So there's a 4-hour stream of me on the Pearl SMP and playing SevTech. There is, I'm pretty sure fairly early on in SevTech we had a really flipping long stream. Yeah, 5 hours 13 minutes, SevTech number 8. Did that. 4 hours 57 minutes, 5 hours 10 minutes. Yeah, SevTech can take like a long time. SevTech's a mod pack that my brother and I used to play. I don't think we can play anymore because I think the world's gone, which is so sad because we got so far. I was gearing up on going to space. Yeah, I do. Katie Rowe VODs. Actually, I can write it here. On YouTube. Like, really low effort. I'll just yeet the... I yeet the VODs of Twitch on there just for archival sakes. There it is, on YouTube. I don't really advertise it anywhere because there's no effort gone into it. It's just like... Yeah, no, there's no proper, like, there's no proper, whatchamacallit, thumbnails or very intricate descriptions or, yeah. Right, so. Dialogue, guys. Let's think dialogue. Do we want Scott to ask? Would Scott be nervous about asking Sausage? Would he kind of be a bit embarrassed? Hi, Orange! Welcome, hello, aha. We're doing a comic. An Afterlife comic, like a headcanon comic, I guess. Because we have the headcanon that, what was the question? Maybe a little? Yeah, Scott would be nervous, yeah. I think Scott would kind of be a little bit nervous asking Sausage. Because it's like the beginning of their friendship, their evil friendship. And it's kind of like, am I overstepping my boundaries? Am I over? It's like, are we good enough friends in this evil alliance for me to ask that kind of thing? I imagine that. But basically, we have this headcanon that while Scott and Sausage were in the evil alliance, with Sausage being a wither and Scott still being a vampire as he is now, Scott can't look in the mirror to do his makeup. And hello, we need a fabulous vampire who looks fabulous, don't we? So that means he needs someone else to do his makeup for him. Now, who's the first person in his evil alliance that he can ask? It's Sausage. I'm just taking a little sip of water. Posture check. Thank you, Ellie. I'm posture checking and I'm hydrating. See, even after 1.5 hours, I can just feel my voice go. I'm real bad at that kind of thing. I do have mint somewhere. I don't know if that'll help my throat. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I speak too much. That's maybe my issue. I'd have to... If I were going for a longer time, definitely do a bit of saving of my voice. But yeah, we have this headcanon that Sausage would do Scott's makeup. And that's like a comic that we're planning out right now. For anyone who's joined recently. Yes, dialogue. So we first would have, I think, I need to thing these. Swap these around. So, Scott's a little bit nervous. We could totally have like Sausage is currently building something, I don't know. Do I need to make this whole page bigger? I feel like I need to make this whole page bigger. I love how I cropped it down. No, I don't think it needs to be longer. I think it does need to be wider though. And then maybe not make this the entire length of the bottom. Sort of. Could be in a meeting. They could. So do we want like an opening shot? Ah, darn it, I'm making this into a comic. Right, we're just committing now. We're committing. This is going to be a full conversation. So we're having an opening shot where it's a wide panel, because I like wide panels for opening shots of comics. I've done that many a time. We'll have like them sitting around a table, discussing matters. And we'll expand this comic as needs be, because it will be multiple. Shrub is part of the Evil Alliance at the start, yeah? Would he ask Shrub? From a 2 to 3 panel comic, yeah, oh well. Oh well. I like telling stories, guys. I need to resit myself if we're going into this as much as we are. I think I'm going to get as far as line art. I don't think any colour's going to go on this today. But tell you what, let's turn this into a project. I really like this idea. Let's turn this into a project. I'll stream it another time. That kind of thing. We could have a reason for like Shub not being able to like do, because she's a shadow. Maybe she can't really touch things, like mortal things. Maybe that's the kind of thing. Can't hold the brushes, yeah. So we have a sitting place. Right, I need to write down what we want. I need to, before anything else happens, we're doing a new layer. So, opening shot. End of meeting. And we can kind of like have someone saying, good talk, let's meet again next week. Something like that. Sausage would say that, maybe? Yeah, good shadow shrub. Oh, what if she... So if she touches people, she hurts them. And it's just... I need to drink again. My voice is going in. Maybe it's like a corrupting shadow. Everything that she touches gets, like, corrupted. I don't know. But feel free to sprinkle that into your little writing escapade there. Makes it called something. I don't think I'm going to take the comic far enough where she tries. She's just going to say, no, I can't, I'm afraid. Saving your points by hydrating. It's you guys. You guys are letting me down. You guys are letting me down. There's not enough hydrating going on. Opening shot of end of meeting. I think we could have like Sausage saying, because it's like maybe Scott is a little bit like nervous. And then it's like him at the end. Go for another chug? Sure. Oh no, you can't do another chug. That's only one per stream. That's only... Thank you very much, Orange. You want to dehydrate you. Do we need another remote where it's just me in the desert? Right. No. You're just saving your points so you can try me. Are you sure you're not saving your points, bro, so that we can both sing together in German? Is that not what we're here for? We're here for the hydrating. Right, opening shot of meeting. Sausage. Good talk. Let's meet again. Or like, I'm trying to make it. It doesn't sound like sausage. It sounds more like a thing that Scott would do because he'd take lead. I feel like. I mean, he did kind of take the lead in the Evil Alliance, so maybe Scott does. Good talk. Tack. We'll meet again next week. Thinking about the comic. Singing or just speaking German. I can speak my thoughts in German that no one will know what I'm thinking about. Yeah, it would be good talk. We'll meet again next week. To see how progress is going. Progress. We're just imagining that talking about some sort of... Say so you can do an entire stream in German. Bruh. Oh no! The VOD will always be there for like 2 weeks on the Twitch, and maybe if I think about it on the YouTube channel. See how progress is going. And then we'll have a zoom in on Scott. Looking down, maybe, playing with his hair. And it's kind of like him saying... before... That's worth it. Dude, like you'd have to save up so long. Because streams are... Let's say it's a short stream where it's like an hour, maybe 1.5. And what's the thing? Speaking German for... Let's see. Sprechen Sie Deutsch. It's so for 1 minute. 1k for 1 minute. So you'd need 90k. 90k. Okay. Well. Easy enough. Well done. I must make it cheaper. I won't. I shan't. I shall. You guys have to sub for a bit. You need to earn. You need to earn what you're looking for. So, Scott. But before you go, before you guys go, I kind of need help with someone. With something. I don't want too much dialogue. How would he tell this? Because he's like, he wants to be a fabulous vampire, but he can't look at thing. Yeah, is that the? He wants to be a fabulous... How would he word this? I wouldn't know how to word this. Anyone got any ideas? I'll tell you what, because I had to do the chug, and this is almost like automatically, this happens every time that a chug happens. I need to quickly take a little loo break. I'll be right back. We'll think about the things that Scott might say, or how he would kind of like say the thing in that moment. Yeah, that's exactly why we're doing this. It's exactly why someone else has to do his makeup. I have an idea. I have an idea, guys. But I'll read through yours. We could have one where he's less nervous. So we won't have the Scott looking down. We'll have a look at Sausage and Shelby. Basically, so before I forget it while I'm writing it down, so you guys can remind me if I do forget it once I have written it down. Basically, you have looking at Sausage and Shelby who are about to go, and he's like, oh, but before you go, you know how like I'm putting up this, of course I need to be a fabulous vampire, and it's kind of like him flinging his hair like I need to be a fabulous vampire. Obviously it's just a little problematic with mirrors and so on. I was wondering if someone could help me. Do my makeup, something like that. Swaseg. Wow. So race with Katie will be back first. Well, you were back earlier, I think. Ask Shrub, she could say that she can't do it, so Sausage is like, okay, I'm leaving. Says he can do it since his human part is nice. Yeah. Yeah, so he's like, because I need to look fabulous, so he's flipping his hair. Like, can someone help me? And then Shrub's like, sorry, mate, I can't. I can't. I'm sorry. I won that time? Okay. I was back sooner. And so it's like, Sausage is like laughing nervously, like, oh, I can try, but no promises though. or Sausage is like, maybe 6 seconds behind. Ooh, you counted the seconds. Maybe Sausage is like, no, I don't want to let down my friend. I'll do this. This is fine. I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to tell Scott about that. I have no idea what this is or how this works. I'm just going to do it, and because I'm a good friend. I'm a good evil friend, if that makes sense. So, look at Sausage. Sorg. This is now Sorg. That's his name. Sorg. And Shelby. And that can be his thought process, yes. Since his human part is nice, is definitely the case. Ooh, there's bats outside. Bats flying about. It's a bit early for that, isn't it? Might have been a bird. Might have been a late bird. Look at Sausage and Shelby while Scott says, that. I kind of need help with something. Sorg is better than Swaseg. I mean, that's kind of still Sorg. It's like Smorg. Sausage the evil dragon. He'd be more of a hobbit. And then we cut to Scott. Like flips hair. Because I need that fabulous vampire look. We don't need to have exactly what they're saying, but we need to just kind of like. I need to perfect that fabulous. Did I hear it? Fabulous vampire. You died, you're gone. Okay, Void. Vampire. Scott flips out. I need to perfect that fabulous vampire. Look. Why am I'm coughing. I hear my voice go. I'm going 10 octaves deeper. Pardon me. Oh no, no! I've just chucked water on my iPad because I can't put a lid back on. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. On for almost 2 hours and I haven't even started drawing the comic. Haha. Fun. We might have to do this another day. Right. I need to perfect that fabulous vampire look. But, well... Wait a minute. Exuma Void? What happened to Exuma Void? Do I sound like Exuma when my voice goes down? I don't think so. I don't know, I'd have to listen to it back. I hate hearing my voice on a video, which is probably not very well foreboding, I was gonna say. Scott flips hair. I need to perfect that fabulous vampire look. But well, mirrors don't really work for me anymore. Mirrors don't really work for me anymore. Calming and cheerful. Oh, cute. What were you referencing, Exuma? What were you referencing with Exuma? Back there. Is he still... No, wait, is this a different one? Yeah, it's still that one. I don't know if my accent is similar to that. I guess it is fairly similar. You know, your vanilla English accent. No, bye-bye, Void. Aha! Now I get it. This Void has been Exuma all this time. Adios. Well, mirrors don't really work for me anymore. I'll be asking for that potential headcanon fanfic at some point, Void. If you let me know if you finish that. I'd love to. We love ourselves some good wholesome headcanon stuff. Right. But well, mirrors don't really work for me anymore. And then we cut back to Sausage, and Shub. This could be this is like the group of 3 S's. Like everyone starts with an S. Sausage and Shub. We're looking at them. I can copy and paste this entire layer and just give them slightly different expressions. And then Scott says, still, wait. I had a system. So this is already 1, 2, 3, 4 frames. Just the setup. Could someone help me with my makeup or something like that? Does anyone know, like, makeup terminology here? Because I don't. Can someone help me get that perfect... Any makeup experts in chat? Guys, help! Any makeup experts? Anyone who, like, does their makeup? What? I don't know. It's not probably the kind of thing that you find in a Minecraft YouTube fandom, let's be honest. We're not part of the group, beauty group a bit. Oh, hi Zimab. How you doing? Wait a minute. Have you been here long, Zimab? Have you been here long? I'm just trying to think what, like, is it the wing? Is it the wing that is like the eyeliner tip at the end? I need to get that perfect blush? Maybe that perfect blush? You've never had makeup on your face. I have, but like I don't have it very often. Good? Good. Yeah? Darling, I don't know how delayed we are. I've said many things. Is it the wing? That perfect eyeliner wing, if you know what I mean? Perfect, thank you. Very dramatic, yes. Oh, we could totally have like a little like chibi image of Scott in the corner. I'm gonna write this. Chibi image of smoky eyes. Perfect eyeliner, wing, smoky eyes. Chibi image of Scott. Or what, like, what Scott imagines. So we've got like expectation versus reality. I think, guys, we're gonna plan out this comic and like do the like what I call building, because basically I don't do sketch and line art, I do building and then the messy sketch on top, which is for line art. For me, I don't go any further than that. So I think we'll do the building today because the messy sketch on top takes a long time, and depending on what I want, like what backgrounds I want and that kind of thing, I might have to do that off. That half dead, half alive look. Oh yes. Yes, girl. Zimbab is a good friend, by the way, like IRL. She actually, Zimbab, is 1/3 of Everin. Is Crumble on the thing? I have got your Twitch name correct, right? This is not me just having someone that I've completely mistaken you for. But yeah, Crumble on the Pearl SMP. Girl, you need to get if gosh, that'd be really embarrassing if that isn't the case. Girl, you need to get your branding right. Get yourself Crumble. Get yourself Crumble on Twitch. Chibi image of what Scott imagines. The awesome, yeah, there she is. Ooh, a special person. Yes, special person. Actually, I could mod. Hold on. Slash mod. Hiya, Caroline. Welcome to the chat. Slash mod. Z. You're drawing in the sketchbook? Hi, you're welcome. C-map. That worked? I don't know if that's worked. Well, hiya, Carolyn. How you doing? Welcome. Thank you so much for following. Welcome. Welcome to whatever mess this is. We're doing a comic. We're doing a Afterlife headcanon comic where Scott does... No, not Scott. Where Mythical Sausage does Scott's makeup because, you know, vampires can't look in mirrors. Imagines the look like. Right. This is taking way longer than I thought it would. I thought this would clear out stuff in my mind. And then we still have this in the Sausage and Shrub shot, so we haven't changed shot. Oh, you're a good friend. Does Caroline Life, do they understand German? Because I can speak German. That's so sweet. Let's see. So this is the same shot. I'm imagining this is like a wide shot, and there's like a lot of space for text boxes, so there'll be quite a bit of text box. And then there's Sheb saying, "Sorry, I don't watch Shelby, so let me know if like the way she talks is not, or the way I'm like saying that she talks is not how she talks." Sorry, Scott. I can't pick up a makeup brush for shadow reasons. Because, you know, I'm a shadow. Maybe that. Well, Caroline, that's true friendship. Just watching stuff that your friend forces you to watch even though you don't really know what's going on. Can't pick up a makeup brush. For shadow reasons. Maybe we could have like a one... I need to group this, so opening scene. Then zoom in, we don't have that. But we have this. And then we have this is one, and then we have a thing of the Sausage and Shrub. This is making it easy for me to understand, but not. I'm tugging on cables with my feet. That's not a good idea. Well, easier. I bet when I look back at this, it'll be like, what's going on? First, I can't pick up makeup brush for shadow reasons, and then we could have one of Shebel letting something fall through, or putting her hand through the table. Putting her hand through the table. Don't ask me how she's kind of there, but because like if she can't sit down or if she passes through stuff. This kind of ties into her origin on the Origins SMP. The ghost, the phantom. Right, shall we put hand through table to illustrate? And now do we have a really enthusiastic Sausage going, I can do it! Sausage jumps up. I can do it! I can go, I can do it. I'm a good friend. This has gone further than ever. Fred. I'm a good friend. I'm a good fried friend. Yeah. This is going way too out of hand. Getting way too out of hand. And, right, next one. Cut to Sausage. No, cut to Scott. Oh, stretch! Yeah, stretch. We shall stretch. We stretch. I stretch. Stretching happens. Ooh, thank you so much for the stretch. That's a good idea. I always have to put down my pencil if I'm going to stretch, because otherwise I might poke myself in the face, as I have done before. I'm sad to admit that I've done that before. Cut to Scott. Cut Scott. Cut to Scott. Immediately regrets his decision. His decision. Big smile. Thanks, Sausage. Right. How about... There's so many iconic things that happen on my streams, yeah. Smack myself in the face. How about that can be one... That's like one page. You know how comics have pages? And then I'm going to duplicate this. Actually, no. You know what I'm going to do? Delete. Not that one. Not the one that we've been working on so far. Scary. I'm going to make this a bit wide. Oh, hello. A bit shorter, I guess. Just to make it like more of a... 15 seconds behind, still fine there. Okay. There we go. So, duplicate. That's more of a page size. I've actually got like the perfect A4 page size, which is kind of there. We're kind of there. Remember we were talking about everything being a potato? Was that like tied into Mumbo, or was that tied into Tango the Mango? Can't remember. So that's like the first page, and now we're on to the second page. This is becoming multi-page comic, guys. From 1 to 2, or 2 to 3 panels to multi-page comic. Yay. I might just scrap it all and make a 2 to 3 panel comic once I've got this all planned out. Knowing me, that is very probable. Right. Cut to... Because that is kind of like the precursor to what is actually happening here. Tango the Mango and Mumbo, yeah. That's a bit of a tongue twister there. Cut to sitting in Scott's manor. And you kind of got like... I'm drawing this out now because I've got this such a clear image in my head. So you've kind of got a seat there, and you've got Scott sitting on a seat. This is great. This is a top tier drawing here. And this needs to be so much bigger because I need to be so much closer. All the better to not have to draw legs. Because we do not like drawing legs here. And then basically then you've got Sausage leaning over. Do we still want to do Sausage with his skeleton wings? I feel like that would be a bit of a pain to draw. Especially if he sat like this. He'll be on a stool then, I guess. If we're doing skeleton wings, I don't know. Sure. They won't be as detailed as the previous one. None of this will be as detailed, I don't think. Also, Scott is way too big compared to Sausage. I imagine Sausage being bigger than Scott. For some reason, Scott has small guy energy, even though he is fairly tall in real life. I always draw him small. So kind of, Sausage has his arms on his thing, and he's like holding a eyeshadow palette. What do they look like? What does this stuff look like? He has his wings hidden in his clothes because of magic. Yeah, we don't have to draw the wings every time. We'll give him a cloak, though. Proper cloak. Because then we'll have to figure out, like, how, like, the wings come out of the cloak. We'll have to have, like, cloak slits, I guess. So he has the thing, and he has, like, one hand up with the makeup brush. Kind of like there. And Scott's kind of, like, explaining to him. So this is what you do. Now remember, Sausage. I love how I've gone to thumbnail sketches now. And plus we need to put this further around. There we go. We want Scott speaking first, so Scott, Sk, and Saw. So we know who's who. Now Sausage. Make sure. Is there something that we need to make sure about makeup? Ugh. Sure you... How about, like, Sausage cuts him off there, so I don't even need to put in any talk about Minecraft Wi-Fi stuff. You will leave the Wi-Fi like this immediately to the cat. I need to see that video. And Scott is actually sat here. He's not, like, weirdly floating. This chair does go like here. And obviously he's got much more fabulous chair than Sausage does. But the question is, how much do we want to do? How much detail do we want to do, eh? Now, Sausage, make sure you... Yeah, Scott. That sounds like so much more like something that Jimmy would say. Yeah, don't worry. I know what I'm doing. And then we have one where my brain's going numb. It's not like my brain was numb before. In hindsight, I might just draw this page, if I'm being honest. All that time wasted. But this is where the meat of the comic is. Really. If you think about it. Right. Cut to sitting in Scott's manner. Now Sausage, make sure you... Yeah, don't worry. I know exactly what to do. I'm going to give you the introduction to makeup. I'm going to... Yeah, give me an introduction to makeup. Sure. We can do that. Is that worth a stream? Is that a stream worth? Zimbab does my makeup. I know nothing about anything. Speaking about future stuff, there might in future be like IRL stuff happening, so you know, face reveal. Maybe future face reveal. Maybe near future face reveal, because I've been working on something with Zimab, and I'm gonna call you Crumble, my girl. I'm gonna call you Crumble. Crumble equals Zimab equals Crumble, okay? Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know what exactly to reveal of it yet. We've got lots left to do. But yes, there is something along on the way happening. Cut to sitting in Scott's manor. I've completely lost train of thought. And then we'll just have... Okay, thanks, Ellie. Bit weird, but okay. No, flattery will get you nowhere here. Not that kind of flattery. And anyway, who needs to be beautiful? Who needs that? Oh no, It's not. It's kind of cut off. Basically, I still want that lowest. Ignore that. Forget that. We're still gonna have the lowest thing. And then we'll have like one kind of cutting off there. There we go. Okay. I love how I went into the stream having no idea what I was drawing. So that's quite, or kind of having an idea if there was like nothing else that would be brought up. Okay. Right, now we just need to fill this middle space. So because this is going to be the last thing where Scott's like walking around looking like a princess instead of a scary vampire. And then we've got Shelby and Sausage going, how, what, weird, but also awesome. I love what you've done. And I think this will like be a full panel, like maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna look up inspiration from webcomics because I haven't had a look at webcomics for so long, guys. I need to see how comics work before I actually do comic. What do we want in the middle here? This is again like the question that we had an hour ago. What kind of conversation should they be having? Maybe... What kind of 2 or 3 sentence conversation can they have in between here? We totally went from random doodles to comic, this is fine. How about we have... We'll have one where he's kind of like just about to touch onto Thing's eyes. And he's got his eyes closed. Just about to have a makeup brush come here. And it's Scott. So we do like... Oh gosh, I'm gonna regret this, aren't I? Oh gosh, I'm gonna regret. I love how we went from like, I need to draw this art quickly because this trio is no longer relevant by the time that it'll be finished, to making a comic about the trio. Gonna regret this. And we'll have a fluffy hair and we'll have Sausage going, kind of looking. And I'll say, nah, you're gonna look fabulous. Fabulous. A real scary vampire. There we go. So that is what we're doing. That is the thumbnail sketches of what we're doing. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to make the borders more precise. And the borders will then be like coloured out black, I think. Oh, we have a posture check. I shall posture check. Sit up straight again. There we go. And then we could totally have actually this one kind of bleeding into this one. Maybe? It's been so long since I've done a comic, guys. I think the last time I actually did a comic was also involved Sausage, funnily enough, on the Empire's SMP. Which was when he yeeted Jimmy off a cliff. That big moment in Empires. And that was the moment where I actually, like, I was like, okay, I'm subscribing to Sausage, and I'm subscribing to Fwip, and this is an awesome storyline, and yes, because I only watched Scott and Jimmy and Pearl at that point, and I was just like, yes, these are good storytellers, I like this. So we'll have Scott sat here, with Sausage leaning kind of down. Because I imagine, like, so if we have Sausage here, I imagine him being fairly tall. I don't know why. It's just how... Actually, it doesn't need to be. He can be average height. But a little bit taller than Scott. I draw Scott fairly short. If we kind of go to... Let's see. Go to... Bye-bye, Caroline. Thank you so much. Thanks for popping by. Nice to have you. Yeah, Scott. I draw Scott short. I like drawing Scott short. To be fair, the first time that I drew Scott, I didn't know how tall he was IRL. So the energy he just gave off was like... short guy energy, I don't know. Or maybe I'm just a fan of... because it was Third Life when I kind of first subscribed to Joel and... Joel? Scott. Was I saying Joel? That was when I kind of like... I knew of them before, but I subscribed there in Third Life. Adios. I've lost my train of thought. I'm getting tired, guys. No, that's when I discovered Scott, and he was in the duo with Jimmy, and I just love duos of tall and short people. I draw Scar fairly tall, and I drew Green very short, and just they just fit. Those kind of duos fit. Funnily enough, I didn't draw. If you're thinking about like Third Life duos, I didn't draw Martin or Ren particularly big. They're both average height in my eyes. It's funny how I've just kind of got this image of people's heights. Right. So we've got that one there, and then could totally do like a longer one here, I guess. Like this. Drawing draws Minecraft face right now. Ooh. Any particular skin? A particular origin maybe? Or just his default? Or an ogre. Because that's also very defaulty. And then here we'll have the big end shot. There we go. I'll clean it up in a bit, but yeah. Cool. So, default. Nice. Right, I should probably do these on a different layer. This is where all the layers come in. This is where, like, if we're doing a proper project, we got proper layers, a whole bunch of layers. And the question is, can I actually do proper poses right now? I don't know. Let's go onto Pinterest and look for a sitting down pose. A sitting down pose drawing. Now obviously none of the poses that I'm looking for are the right perspective. I'm kind of speedrunning this. Hi, you new Dowser? Oh, well, let's forget that. Best followers, primes, and viewers. That is a bot. Let's get rid of the bot. And let's just ban. If you're not a bot, say now. Oh gosh. Go away. Ooh, I've just overwhelmed myself with commands. Right. Slash ban new. Drews 01. Because we do not want no bots here. There we go. Get rid of the bots. Who needs a lot of viewers when you've got good quality viewers like you guys, eh? Right, I'm going to put his head a little further down. Rip bot. Bot gets yeeted into the void. So, we have here a Scott. He's got his like neck thing. How to neck? I don't know how to neck. And then he's kind of like sat down. And we can kind of, if we only do this thing, we can have an explanation up there. And then we have a sausage. And I don't want to draw them too close because that can be immediately misread as something shipping-wise that I do not want. This is pure friendship. This is friendship. Friends can do each other's makeup, of course. It's just two dudes. Yeah. I don't want any kind of shipping to be read out of this. I need to figure out Scott's hair. Scott, Sausage's hair for some reason. And he's with one arm holding a. He's got a hood, doesn't he? So that makes everything easier. Bot gets eaten to the void. Eating the bot on Exuma? The bot? In what sense the bot on Exuma? Does Exuma have a bot? Is he a bot? So Sausage kind of like has one arm down here. I might just redo these poses and just Exuma void. Aha! Okay, yeah, that took so long for me to get. I'm kicking cables around on my floor again. My brain, oops. Oops. So we have one arm down here. I can kind of maybe like hold palette. Like this. Yeah, that's tight. Yeah, true. And I'm probably not going to get it like 5 more times. You can give me that joke so many times and I will never get it. Is this how eyeshadow palettes look like? I don't know. I don't know what these things look like. So he's holding it with his thumb like an artiste. And then he's kind of like, I want a hand here. And he's just about to start. How to hold brush, like makeup brush, because the way you hold a makeup brush, I imagine, is different than holding a. I'm gonna get references for this afterwards. And the music stopped again. We've been live for a while. I need to restart the playlist every time. Right. Do you even use that kind of brush for eyeshadow? I don't know. I'll just squeeze any kind of information out of Zimbab. That kind of thing. Adios, Sephamesh. Thanks for hanging out. Small fingers. Think it needs to be bigger. Kind of like that. I think again it needs to be a little bit bigger, but this is just the initial sketch. This is the building sketch, as I call it, like I said. You hold them like normal brushes. How do you hold normal my brain? How to hold normal brushes. I'm a bit tired. I'm gonna be honest. After this building, I shall maybe do like the drawing off stream, and then we can once again watch a speed paint. because this will just take so long. And then we'll do colouring on stream, and colouring's a fun part, man. I love colouring so much. Do vampires have pointy ears? They have pointy teeth. Did I draw Scott? I've always drawn Scott with pointy ears. Did I draw him with pointy ears? Did I draw him with pointy ears here? I did, slightly, yes. We do pointed ears. We do pointed ears for the vampires. It's not very pointed, I like that. It's like just a little bit pointed. And then we have... Colours are hard? Oh, colouring is like my favourite part of the whole process. If I could have like someone who draws in my style to just draw frames for animatics and stuff, and I colour them out, or like a comic or anything that I draw, if I could just skip the sketching and that kind of part, I'd be the happiest person. And if it would be like in the style and like the stuff that I imagine it to be. So he's got like one eye open here. A bit nervous. So he's got his eyes closed, like ready for the brush. I need to find my twin. My clone, a clone of me, to put to work to only do like the part of the drawings that I don't like. Maybe. Funny thing is, with the animatic that I'm working on, all the parts that I don't like, I've finished those. Like, I've just got colouring to do. But the colouring is really tricky because I have so much to think of. Like, to think about. It's kind of a nose, isn't it? I despise frontal facing images. Like, completely frontal. I've forgotten how I draw Scott's hair. Something like that. It's very curly. But like styled curly, if that makes sense. Wavy. He's looking scared. I don't want him to look scared, so I'll tweak that another time. And then Sausage. This is supposed to be Scott's hair, somehow. His ear, I guess. How to. Can't forget that he's a vampire. No, I'm not going to do that. We need to make him a bit higher, because having him in the corner there is a bit, like, scary, I guess. On his side. There we go. And then we have a beard. Like, I don't even draw a jawline for Sausage. His beard is his jawline. And this is kind of like Sausage going like, nah, it'd be fine. He's like his hand is doing the thing where you're like, nah, it's fine. And we'll figure out Scott's cheekbones in a bit, and how to do ears from behind. I don't quite know how to do that. I need to get a reference for that. That's a scary look. Sort of like that. Two nose. Ah, nose don't work. Somehow. No, that's Scott hair. How does Sausage hair work? How do I draw Sausage's hair? Something like that. The amount of times I've drawn Sausage in the last few months is a lot. Like in full-fledged illustrations. And this is like without an animatic. If someone were to look at me like that while doing my makeup, I'd be a bit scared. I'm gonna be honest. And then we'll have like a little later. And he's like strutting. He's like, yes, bitch, slay. It's like that meme, like, you're not going out looking like that, are you? And you think the person gets like more appropriate clothing, but no, they get like much less appropriate clothing, and they're like, yes, bitch, slay. Slay, girl. So he's strutting. He's got a really long face for some reason. Longer. And I'll get references up on how I draw Scott and Sausage, so that I keep it slightly, at least consistent to my style. I shall once again keep it smaller. I do want like the face to be very visible, but I also want him to look like he's really off, looking fabulous. So you can see like the whole of his outfit and like his coat flapping in the wind, something like that. I'll find a model pose for this, guys. I'll make him look fabulous. I promise. And then I forgot the little Shelby and Sausage corner here, where we'll just quickly insert them right towards the edge. Like this. Like this. Like that. As Corrales would say. Righty ho. And then we have Shelby and Sausage kind of standing there. And she's kind of looking up at him going, how? Or like, you know he's gonna, maybe she'll say like, you know he's gonna kill you for that. And he'll be like, it's worth it. It was worth it. And in my mind, Shelby is tiny, very small person. Like smaller than who's a small person in my mind? Grian, I guess. I guess Grian's quite small in my mind, but that's a different server. I honestly, yeah, I imagine her being the smallest of like the Empire's group, the Afterlife group of, you know, if we weren't looking at whatchamacallit, if we're not looking at the origins that determine their height. Oh, Sausage has a jaw. Look. And it's gone. Beard now. Now beard. The quality of these sketches is very quickly degrading. But that is the way of the Force? What? No. Yes, brain. Brain's working. So yeah. Did we have that? He's gonna kill you for that. Or he's gonna, I don't know. You're back. Welcome back. And then worth it. That's the dialogue. So Scott is here strutting his stuff. I'll figure out, I'm wondering if I just screenshot like the Minecraft bases and just put that in there. You know, like how Kish Doodles did in the animatic? Third Life animatic? Where I don't know, don't want to misgender it, where they did like the background of everything, like screenshots of the bases and stuff, and then they drew the characters on top. It was quite cool. Yeah, Kish is really cool. If you don't know who Kish Doodles is, check them out on YouTube. They've done awesome animatics. Or, well, a awesome animatic that I can definitely remember. And then just awesome fan art in the Minecraft YouTube community. So if you don't know who they are, definitely check them out. But yeah, they've kind of like, they screenshotted some Minecraft backgrounds and then drew on top of that, and it looked really cool. So that might just be I might just do that. Screenshot the backgrounds of these places. If I can find a good perspective to go from. Where Scott's down here, I want to have the spawn at night, which might be difficult to find. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I think I'm going to leave it there for today. I've been at this for almost 3 hours, 2 hours and 40 minutes. And I can feel my voice go. And my drawing skills also suffer, although I don't even know if they were there in the first place today, to be honest. But just as kind of like a little bit of a recap, today we started on an emote, on a follower emote that we'll put in here, which is the hydrate emote. That we can chuck in. It's basically just me drowning, but that's fine. And then we went on to Exuma eating a cat. There she goes. Scar's not happy. Yes, I like. Well, apparently you can do a follower emote now, and I think if there's any kind of emote that followers get to do, and it's just one, I think, one slot, then it has to be the hydrate, right? Right? Am I right? And then we also planned out the first part of an animatic? No, not an animatic. First part of a comic. And the second part of the comic also, but we did the thumbnail sketch of the second part of the comic. I don't know if we'll do the first part of the comic in hindsight, because I took so long just planning it out. I'm the kind of person, I get bored so quickly if like I've got it too planned out in my head. I'm like, yeah, I don't need to see it on I don't need to see it on paper now. I'm so bad where it's like I've got this image and I know exactly what it would look like, or it's vague enough that I'm like, yes, it would be great, and I know exactly that I'm not going to get it how I wanted it on paper. That's how I imagine this first image to be like. Feels like more work than it's worth. So I might just do this one, and then we'll put it into a proper comic. And we'll just have like an explanation at the top. Scott can't do his own makeup because of mirrors. So Sausage is there to help. Anyway, I will leave you to it then, to disperse in the internet. I'm just having I don't even have Twitch open. The desktop app, the Twitch desktop app no longer exists. What a sad, sad life. Let me just pop onto Twitch. Any of my friends live? Anyone? Let's immediately mute myself. Nope, we've just got Filzer and Foolish Gamers, and I don't think I'll rate those two. So I'll just leave you to disperse over the internet. Thank you so much for hanging out. I had a good time. Hope you did too. I'll continue this comic on another stream. But like I said, I think I'll do the sketch first because that'll just take so long otherwise. But yeah, I hope you have a good day, night, wherever you are. And I will send you out into the void that is the internet. The Exuma void that is the internet. Have a good day, guys. Bye-bye.